Hello, everybody, and welcome to Waylander Gaming. This is Waylander with Scarp Skanker and Nigel joining us here for an MSSA, a national tournament. So, this is the national qualifiers. We're gonna get into the coin toss and the pre lobby bans. This is gonna be the South Africa. This is a national tournament, so we've got to go back old school. We got to bring in the South African style of 10 bans. And so, as we can see, the teams are switching sides, and Scarp Skanker, as you lead us through the bands. Nigel, you want to say hi to everybody out there?
Hey everyone, I hope you're well. I hope you guys enjoy the games. That's pretty much it for myself.
All right.
All right, perfect. I was a bit premature on the coin toss. Both teams over eager to get the match started. So Equilibrium chose heads on the coin toss. It landed on tails, and Paradox decided to stay to the right side and giving Equilibrium the first bans. So yeah, and as well as the first pick. I'm very interested to see how this plays out.
Yeah, that myself as well. But it seems that we're on a chat and looking for the bands. What are the bands going to be? Right.
Ooh, as they ban out the Xavier and the Sicilian. Nice.
Okay, so it's a mage bands for the side of Equilibrium. Uh, Interesting picks here. So probably a target ban for the mage on the side of a Paradox. So we're just waiting for Paradox to give us their bans, and we are good to go.
As Paradox bans out the Suyu and Bruno.
Alright, so just to remind everybody of the pre-lobby bans, it's Xavier, Sicilian, and Suyu Bruno. So some meta picks, some target picks, but we're ready. Waiting for everyone to ready up, and we can get into the match. Good luck to both teams. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in to watch. This is gonna be a cracker of a game. But let me hand you over to Scarp Skanko as he takes us through the actual bands, the lobby bands, the draft bands.
Yeah, well, I'm seeing a lot of new faces on our channel today with the viewers. I just need to say hello to Wayne Bolliers. Oh, Shroomsy, my bro, how can I ever not say hello to you? Good afternoon to Mr. Wick and A Styles. Hello to you too, bro. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Please do so. We do love the support. We love doing this. We do it for you. And obviously, you are here for us as well. So, all around, as we get the first bands coming in from Equilibrium and as well as Paradox. So, the Charizla from the side of Equilibrium and the Hayabusa coming in from Paradox. Who's Yami bans out the Povius. So it's definitely Equilibrium are definitely focusing on banning on the XP laners. Seems like they want to go with a certain set comp.
Definitely, and I think they are target banning Madness.
Possibly, because I'm looking at Paradox and they are definitely focusing the jungle as they ban out the Nolan next. Who's Juju? Will he pick up the first pick or will he swap out? What will be the first pick coming in from Equilibrium? Ooh, it's Malice comes in with the Gotcha. But we're going to be seeing the avatar of Guardian coming through from the Gotcha. Or, well, shall we say, it's Malice.
Experience the euphony of suffering.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Picking up the Granger. It seems like this Granger will be played in the gold lane. As we know, since the Granger has been, well, revamped, a lot of players have been using him and utilizing him in the gold lane. As of late, as Madness picks up the Lapu Lopa. Lapu. My bad. And whose Velocity picks up the Chow. And it seems like whose Juju will be picking up the UV.
Among the plains
Yes, Angelic Fury, I am all good. It's just, well, it's hot as hell here in Gauteng at this point of stage, so it's very, very hot.
So you can see the Eve pick in here, one of the slept upon heroes as was spoken about in the podcast last night. Uh, where we had a lot of the captains from the teams, some very famous names, discussing the game with us. So we've got Eve with an Aurora pick, two very meta mages. We've got to have a. It's going to be the battle of the AOE ultimates.
Yeah, so Doctor Doom, this is not a scrim, this is a national game. So as you can see in the header, it's Mobile Legends National Championship between Paradox, also known as Exodus, versus Equilibrium, as Zenith picks up the Aurora.
So the final ban's coming in. It's Paradox banning out the Joy, and Shady going for the Hylos ban. So we have our complete 10 bans with the lobby bans. For those of you who missed the lobby bans, Sicilian, Xavier, Suyu, and what's the last one? I forget. We get to see a friend, looks like on the offing. Oh, it's going to be the Alpha pick. Alpha is very, very much back in the meta, as we all know. Quite a strong hero at this moment in time.
That was the Suyu and Bruno ban, bro.
Oh yes, the Bruno. Must ban Bruno. Looks like Yami locking onto the Julian, possibly. And Shady with the Moskov pick. Yes, we know he's quite famous for his Moskov play. Gives his team a lot of split push potential. Yami locking onto the Fanny. Fanny is in the right hands, is devastating at this moment in time. Going to be able to zip in and out of that backline quite quickly. So very, very strong pick at this moment in time. So you can see with the composition coming through with the side of Equilibrium, you've got a bit of a mix of both the pick-off and team fight potential here. The Gato and Eve providing the team fight potential, and the Fanny and Cho with that pick-off. So any overextensions will be punished. Light QT with the Kufra pick, just there to counter the Fanny. So if he lands that jump in with that bouncy ball of his, it's gonna cause a bit of problems for Yami there on the Fanny. But it all depends on the player, how they time certain things. So Kufra a counter, but not, I would say, a hard counter. Both teams have a very nice team composition, though Paradox here seems to have more on the team fight potential. You've got the Lapu, the Kufra, the Aurora, Alpha, focusing on the team fight strategy here. But into
Nigel,
the game
what?
we go. And,
Hello?
Nigel, which team are you favoring regarding the drafts?
I will be in terms of draft or in terms of listen. In terms of draft, I've got to give it to. I like the side of EQ, but in terms of who I'm favoring, I'm definitely biased towards Paradox because I am managing them. But it is going to be a very fun game to see, definitely.
Yeah. So Fanny starting off with the red buff, so we won't see that early game jungle invade. As we know, teams don't really want to do that early game jungle invade since the update. A decent amount of time ago, I forget the exact time frame, with that buff debuff situation going in. Velocity wants to get a bit of poke onto the Kufra. Eve as well. They're getting him quite low. Is there going to be any follow-up from the Aurora just to protect the teammate? Oh, so close. Light with a 1 HP escape. Fanny making a quick
Light
rotation
duty,
across.
just barely surviving there. The Aurora coming in there just to help Romeo.
Yeah, that's true. nice here from Velocity, pulling the small camp for his jungler, just to try and deny Alpha a bit of extra farm. Alpha did go for the little. Juju there. Also, very, very nice play from Equilibrium so far. A lot of denying of play as we see Kufra once again low. Fanny wants to come in. Flicker comes out. Is it going to be the cutthroat under the turret? First blood goes to Equilibrium as they manage to take down the Granger. Yami there with the Fanny, showing the fast fingers, moving into position quite quickly. Once again, Fanny using the mobility, wants to engage on the Lapu. Well, if you think about it, these are the micro plays that we were speaking about on the podcast that leads to the big macro play. You get everybody a little bit low, you force plays in certain directions. Once again, the Cho engaging upon the Kufra with a follow-up from the Eve. So, nice pairing here between the Velocity and Juju. At this moment in time, Light just down a half health, but does want to wait patiently to land.
Yeah, this first turtle is definitely going to be
highly contested, as we see both teams already in position. Oh, there's the Gato into the backline, doing a ton of damage. I mean, the Lapo into the backline, doing a ton of damage, forcing the Revitalize by the Gato, engaging upon the Eve. Flicker comes out from the Lapo. Oh my word, Eve has to commit the ultimate here, as we see Velocity being taken down on that Joe. Eve just zoning everybody away. And this is going to be first turtle to the side of Exodus here, or Paradox. Oh, there's Kufra with the jump in. Tyrus Wrath lands onto Malice, taking a lot of damage from the turret, but they managed to get the pick-off kill. So Paradox are doing an awesome job using that team fight potential that they have to their advantage. As we see this entire turret gold being taken down here in the bot lane. They want to force this all the way through, but it looks like that turret is going to survive. Meanwhile, Equilibrium, they go back to the gold lane and take down the Granger, as we should see them recover that gold back here on the gold lane turret. So this game, quite a lot of back and front. Should we see this first turret falling down? Yes, we do. Nice from Velocity there, as he manages to just zone out the Kufra from getting any amount of protection in. So first turret to the side of Equilibrium. It is 2 for 2 at this moment in time. There's Lapu engaging upon the Eve. He wants to continue this fight. He's under the turret. He manages to get the kill, but he's shut down himself. Joe, what a beautiful pick-off kick underneath the turret onto the Aurora. Passive saves her, but she does manage to flicker out of harm's way. Gato with the Avatar of Guardian into the middle there. Has to come with the Revitalize because he's going to take a ton of damage from the Alpha. But there's the Beatrix with the machine gun, picking up another kill. 4 to 3 kills in the side of Equilibrium with a 600 gold lead. Right now, Aurora has to, Xena on the Aurora has to recoil. Granger here, just trying to protect the mid lane turret as best he can. Plays coming out from iMadness on this Lapo. Doing quite a good job at this moment in time for his team.
Yeah, we haven't been featuring a lot of Lapu players, to be honest.
Yeah, that is actually true. Have not been doing that, but as you can see, Velocity just scouting out for his team, but it looks like Equilibrium, they're not interested in contesting for these objectives. They just want to get their MM fed. So they consistently are ganking the Granger there in the gold lane. He is not having a nice time. Is Uchio. Oh, but there's the engagement. Alpha with the Spear of Alpha. However, he's going to get caught on killing spree for Yami on the Fanny as Paradox have to disengage. Ooh, look at the damage coming out from both the Beatrix and Fanny. Fanny picking up a mega kill here as they are invading into the jungle. Avatar of Guardian onto the Aurora. They know she doesn't have that passive available. So Equilibrium establishing a bit of dominance, getting a lot of pick-off kills. It was, as we said, they do have that pick-off style of play as part of their lineup. Oh, that sniper from Shady there, on point Once more, the kickback, the pick off. Lapu Lapu being taken down.
Yeah, the community is definitely favoring Equilibrium to take the victory in this best of three by 64%.
That is true. I can see that in the in the live chat. As we see Equilibrium now establishing that map control, taking down one more turret here in the bot lane. They're using Eve's range to zone away quite nicely. Gato forming that front line. Oh, there's the Alpha engaging onto the Joe. They force the flicker out from him here. Kufra taking a bit of damage from Juju here. He wants to get the charge in, gets kicked back. There's another pick off. It's gonna be the Lapu who does the counter engage. Aurora with the freezing glacier, but doesn't land onto anybody. The revitalize coming out from the Gato. It's Madness has to retreat, but there once again is Yami with a monster kill. However, it's gonna be Yami who picks up the double as well, taking down the Alpha, who did manage to kill the velocity on the Cho. And this with the third and final turtle up for the game.
As Equilibrium extends that gold lead to, well, almost 5k. Now it's 5k.
Yeah, so, ooh, nice camp out from the Kufra. He lands a Tyrant's Rod, and it's a shutdown. And it's a shutdown to who they wanted it to go to Exodus. It's gonna be the Granger, the marksman, who was being starved out there in the gold lane, getting a nice shutdown kill. So that would be, as we get the items up online, a nice bit of chunk of gold for him. Oh, there's the engagement once more. Aurora with the freezing glacier. Once again, the mobility from the side of Equilibrium, keeping them safe and out of harm's way from that freezing glacier. Granger there, velocity of the show was on the hunt. Once more, there's a pick off here. Gato has to commit the avatar of Guardian. It's Malice has to get back to safety.
Yeah, Dr. Doom is mentioning that Equilibrium are really good at timing their team fights.
Oh, there's going to be an engagement by the Kufra. Aurora comes in, put a poke damage onto Shady, but it's not all that much as he does manage to dash back to the safety of his turret. Cho scouting out the bushes there, just gets a stun onto the Kufra. Gato healed up once more, wants to get the engage. Revitalized being popped. The freezing glacier for the third time off the mark by Zenith there. As we see the Lapu trying to camp out the Fanny. Fanny with the wall dance. Lapu somehow trying to survive through all of this, but the Fanny has the sustain and the burst potential to take down that Lapu. Nice play from Yami there. So it is 20 seconds to the first major objective in the game, which is the Lord Kufra with the jump in, slightly off the mark. Eve gets a bit of poke onto him, but he is more or less safe as we see Equilibrium more in position to deal with this Lord quite nice and early. However, Paradox with the mid lane push just drag them out of position slightly. But Equilibrium have now re-established that positional control here, as we see Shady using that rockets from Beatrix to get a bit of turret damage done on the mid lane turret. So both teams centered around the mid lane turret. Equilibrium using a nice strat of allowing the Fanny to split push and create a bit of map pressure so they can set up even easier to take this major objective. It's the Granger with the ulti. Kufra does get a jump in, doesn't commit the flicker, but he's taking so much damage, has to flicker out. It's Cho into the backline, but he's gonna have to get away. Lapu with a beautiful engage onto Boba Juju there as he manages to get a kill, but there's Fanny. Fanny into the backline, just taking everybody down. But there's the engagement onto the Aurora. She's got the passive, but they managed to take it down. It's going to be a 3-for-3 exchange. But there's a Lapu. He's on the hunt. He knows no energy from the Fanny. Fanny's just trying to escape. It's going to be Madness trying to chase down Yami on the Fanny. But Granger, he thinks this might be his opportunity to clear this mid lane turret. That was an exciting team fight. 3-for-3 with the Lord not being taken down yet. Granger not even bothered. Oh, but is he gonna get caught out? It's gonna be the Fanny coming in there, unstoppable on the Fanny.
Yeah, just as I wanted to mention that Paradox decreased that gold lead that Equilibrium established, yeah, the Granger falls unfortunately.
Kufra with the engagement onto Malice there on the Gato. Malice has to get out of dodge, uses that dash skill to get away, but Equilibrium in a nice position to take this Lord. As we see Fanny once more wants to engage into the Aurora just to make things a little bit more secure. Cho getting poked a little bit. Lapu jumps in there with the ultimate but does not connect onto anybody, but he just wants to continue this fight. Nobody wants to take on the Lapu at this moment in time. He's just dishing it out. Oh, beautiful ultimate from Juju there as the Avatar of Guardian lands with the follow-up. Beatrix as well. The Revitalize to save everybody. Alpha trying to do something for his team, but this team fight definitely going in favor of Equilibrium as they take down 3. And this is now enhanced Lord time. So they've got the enhanced Lord Equilibrium, they've got the map control, they've got the gold and kill advantage to their side. What are Exodus going to do, or Paradox going to do to try and stem the flow?
Uneven the waves and they try and get the defense and discipline controlled.
Yeah, they do have the, how we can say this, the team fight potential. It's about landing those skills. As we saw, there was a few skills off the mark, which sort of negated the synergy that they have with this team fight composition that they have. Again, the poke damage onto Kufra, he's going to have to reposition himself. Avatar of Guardian lands with a follow-up there from Juju. It's going to be the Aurora taken down once more. Yami on the hunt, trying to get into the backline, but the repositioning from the side of Paradox. Over there they go once more. Overextension there from the Granger as he gets taken down. So this is going to be your two of your damage dealers being taken down with the Lord being up.
Yeah,
There's the engagement with the Cho with the kickback onto the Kufra as they take down yet another. It was Velocity who, or the Cho who ended up paying the price there. Alpha, he wants to engage, but there's just so much damage. It's the Lord into the base. The Nexus being locked onto. As we see Yami, he's just focusing down the Nexus, seizing the opportunity to try to end this game early. Will they be able to defend this? I don't think so. And the first match goes to the side of Equilibrium as they take the lead in this best of 3.
Definitely, who's Yami on the Fanny was 100% the cutthroat hero. Will we be seeing the respect bands coming in from this first matchup going into the second matchup?
Well, let's get into the second matchup to see what exactly is going to be going on in this here. How will Paradox adjust? So we'll just wait for the lobbies to be created, or should I just create the lobby? Maybe I should.
No, it has been created, bro.
Okay. Who has the lobby? Is it you?
Nope, that would be Mr. Nigel.
Okay. Well, as long as this is one of the the referees. Alright, so then back over to Skarpskenkel as he takes us through the lobby bans and the actual draft bans. And then we're going to get back into the game. Will Equilibrium be able to seal this out 2-0 as the live chat is predicting? Or will Paradox be able to have a comeback, even out the series 1-1 and take us into the third game?
As Equilibrium bans out the Sicilian as well as the Xavier. Just waiting for Paradox's bans to come through. Ooh, we see chocolate pie coming into play for Paradox. Oh my, oh my, oh my. So, viewers, what do you think of this first matchup? Will the respect bands be coming through?
I'm a viewer, Scapi. I think the fan is definitely going to be a problem in this game. I think it was just the mobility of the Fanny paired along with the Cho was just so difficult for anyone to catch any of them. So I think they definitely need to think about either locking the Fanny themselves or banning it out because that was definitely a problem. It completely disrupted their lineup because there would be a team fight and Fanny would go straight to the back. Then what else can you do? There wasn't a lot of things to do with the Kufra. Although it was a good pick, but very, very difficult for the team to connect together. So yeah, the Cho and the Fanny were a problem, but we'll see how they respond.
Okay, so Paradox sticks with the same bans as they ban out the Suyu and Bruno. I've got a question, right? Maybe this is going to be a blonde question, but I'm gonna ask it in any case because my hair is blonde. Um, what's the story about being called Pookie streamers? I know the person from Equilibrium is in the live chat, so please tell me, give me the explanation on this. Woo! Okay, Equilibrium banning out the Kagura as well as the Changi. Definitely respecting the fact that Chocolate Pie is in the lobby. All right, and we are good to go into the next matchup. Going into the second matchup, there's not much of a pole change as Equilibrium will be, well, as decided by the community, will be taking the W by 68%, definitely going in as the favorites. As a Paradox gets the third ban, I Madness not banning out anything. Is that a possible lag out? As Who's Yami comes with the next ban.
So to Rizlov the ban for the side of Equilibrium, we'll just have to keep an eye on I Madness to see if he did in fact lag out. As both teams taking the counters down. So it's the Fanny ban coming out from Bionic Slayer. That's the first respect ban of the game so far.
Yeah, definitely. As Who's Juju gets the next ban for the side of Equilibrium. Will they go with their first game ban or they draft with oh no, they ban out the Sicilian. Definitely focusing on Chocolate Pie in this matchup. As Light QT, will he pick up the first pick or will he swap out with one of his players?
Well, first pick is always a good pick to have. Allows you to rock out to the meta. So it's a Light QT picking up the
Gushin.
Interesting. Once again, it's the Cho and Gato picks for the side of Equilibrium. So following this, okay, wait, I think there's definitely some lag outs over here. as we see the Hayabusa being shown, as well as the Yuzong. So Yuzong is going to provide that backline dive. So when you're picking up the mage now and the MM, you're going to have to be a little bit careful with that choice. Sushin coming out for a side of Equilibrium to try and potentially deal with the Kufra as he tries to give vision for his team. So it's the Eve ban coming out from Shady as the final ban for Equilibrium. Chocolate Pie, the mage for Paradox. What is Chocolate Pie going to be banning out? I'm quite interested to see. It's possibly going to be another jungle ban, maybe the Ling.
Still waters
Yeah,
run deep.
it had to have been the Ling. As Nightbot has struck again and tagged Lost Cry.
100%. But there's a lot of love coming in for Chocolate Pie, bro. There's a lot of love coming in for Chocolate Pie.
I'm sorry, Lost Cry. Nightbot, since we've installed it, Nightbot has a mind of its own. If Nightbot does what Nightbot does. So Shady picking up the Beatrix once again. Beatrix is one of those heroes that has been a bit slept upon in recent times. In the pro scene, they've been using Beatrix quite a bit. I was having a discussion with a few players recently as to why Beatrix is back in the meta. It's the updates and also the fact that Beatrix does pretty much everything that you expect an MM to do. It's got wave clear potential, team fight potential, push potential. It's just like it's such a well-rounded MM. And with the dash skill, the mobility to reposition. As we see Chocolate Pie picking up the Novaria and Bionic Slayer locking onto the Granger there in the gold lane. Granger also a strong pick at this moment in time. In a 1v1 situation, it's got a lot of burst potential. So will we see Equilibrium once again focus the gold lane, sacrifice the objectives in order to take down the gold laner? Or will Paradox have realized that that's the strat that they're using and then provide a bit of extra protection for their Granger?
Yeah, 100%. Who question mark? Bringing up another point, the Malefic Gun buff was a huge buff for Beatrix with the grenade launcher.
That is true. That Malefic Gun changed everything. In terms of, not everything, but quite a bit in terms of the meta. But I know, Scrapskankel, are you missing the 3D views?
I am definitely missing the 3D views. And the free skins. The
Yeah.
pretty free skins.
But we do have some nice skins here available, as we see full 4-man for the side of Equilibrium, trying to get their jungle. Oh, wait a minute here. We've got the Gushin lagged out. So we just need to find out if I think Nigel's still here. If you could just check for us real quickly what the problem is here, because we're not sure.
Alright, I'll just go check. Give me a second.
So let's take this quick pause. Viewers, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button.
Yeah, well, hopefully, we must actually check when's the next MSSA game and see what's happening there. That's going to be something interesting to continue to stream. This is the first time, Scouts Genko, we've been dealing with these national tournaments.
Yeah, 100%. And also at a very short notice. But nonetheless, you can always count on us to be here.
Yeah. Well, it was too good of an opportunity to pass up. It's exciting to do something on a national scale. Also adds a bit of edge to the teams that are playing here. I'm also uncertain of what's the rules for the length of pause. Normally it's 3 minutes. Do we continue with that? Usual 3 minute rule is the question.
Well,
Hello,
I think we.
Orlando.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen is we're going to unpause and then Paradox is going to surrender because they have an AFK. So EQ agreed to just let them redraft. So that's what's going to happen because the player is AFK.
Okay. Okay.
I will
Okay.
be going back to the lobby.
All right. Okay. So we get the excitement of the bands once again.
Yay!
As we see some poke damage onto the Novaria. We get to see a first blood. As both teams are just, oh yeah, we have to wait for the pause here. I forget. There's no automatic pause. Recall spam's coming out in the mid lane. I thought we were going to see that mid lane.
I tried to pronounce that.
Victory!
So back to the drafting phase once again. As it is actually quite nice of Equilibrium to allow the redraft here.
What a humble way to go about it.
Have a seat, sip some tea, and enjoy the show.
Alright, so into the lobby we go once more. While I order some food.
Hand you over to Skopskinkel.
Yeah, while I'm it's Saturday. Nobody wants to cook on a Saturday.
Well, after this stream, I'm going to go buy some meat for me and my wife.
Saturdays are pretty good days for Brian.
Yeah, 100%. But you know what's also very nice of a Saturday for me? Once a month, bro. What do I do once a month? It's every month, once a month on a Saturday.
Well, the way you're saying this, I could say something entirely inappropriate.
No, so it is sport weekend for me. So tonight after our streams, I will not be sleeping as the prelims, the prelims, and then as well as the main events kicks off with the final and last UFC pay-per-view for the year.
So last guy is busy making Sunday supper on the Saturday. He's making beef stew with pop and vegetables. That sounds tasty.
Saying he's such a good house husband.
Oh, that does sound tasty.
It does. So Chanel, welcome to the channel. Please hit that like button, share and subscribe.
Let's see now. Are we going to be doing the same bands as the previous game?
Yeah, so same bands, different picks. Yeah, I've already responded. Don't worry. So those of you that were wondering about the previous bands, it was the Kagura as well as the Sicilian and then the Suyu and Bruno band.
The CAG is a respect band for chocolate pie. As I think with all the chocolate pie fans, everybody knows how dangerous chocolate pie is on that Kagura. So last guy he's a sub. Nice play on words there. As long as it's not caps though, otherwise Nightbot's coming for you. We need to sort out that Nightbot.
What's your command?
Well, hey, the catchphrases that the Nightbot uses, it's actually catchy at times. As we see Paradox coming out off the bat, banning out the Fanny. They didn't love Yami on the Fanny. Equilibrium responding with banning out the Terizla. Thereafter, the second and third ban from Equilibrium will definitely be focused. As we see, Exodus, well, Paradox, banning out the Gata Gacha. So removing that Chow Gata combo that Equilibrium were flexing in the first round.
It's that team fight. It gives that both team fight and pick-off style of play. But what Equilibrium were doing so incredibly well in the early game, which is where they established that dominance, was taking the micro objectives. So they used they're one of the I think the rest of South African teams are sleeping on it a little bit. The utility roam, which I always speak about. So your Chose, your Hilda, the lead, the R-Lot, they give you so much of, mobility to move around the map and achieve those micro objectives. So if you take a look, you'll notice that when you have a high mobility roam, or a utility roam, as we say, it's going to allow you to invade for small camps and deny farm from the enemy jungler, just starve them out, so that they are going to be delayed in getting the level 4 before the first turtle of the game, which just makes life a little bit easier.
100%. As we see, Mushashi picking up the Hayabusa, whose velocity picks up the Chow and its malice on the Ruby.
Yeah, so the Chow pick, once again, Chow is very, very, very much in the meta. For those of you watching the M6 will see, Madness picking up that Lapu once again. We know how devastating he was in the Lapu in the previous game. Light QT, going for the Kufra once again. Juju with the Zushin pick. That's going to be proved to be very problematic for the Kufra. So it was Shady with the Eve ban. Eve once again a very viable pick mid lane, and Bionic Slayer for the final ban for the side of Paradox. And it's gonna be the Joy ban coming out for them. That's quite a clever ban, especially with everyone knowing that they still got their Mage and MM to pick. So just getting rid of Joy with that extremely high mobility, and with Exodus or Paradox already picking up the Lapu and the Kufra. Kufra is a counter to Joy, but Joy, as long as it's being played properly, as we saw Yami in the jungle doing such an excellent job, with the timing of his engagement, it's going to be really difficult to get a lockdown on. So Shady deciding to go, this time he wants to have the Granger that's going to provide him with that burst potential in the 1v1 situations.
It seems like Chocolate Pie will be picking up the Xavier.
Yeah. So to the chat, is Shady the number 1 MM in our server at this moment in time? There was a poll being placed up who everyone's going to think is going to be the MVP player of the entire MSA. And a lot of votes were going towards Shady.
I'm a squirrel! As Bionic Slayer picks up the Moskov and who's Yami with a final pick, bringing in the Ling.
Yeah. So Bionic providing his team with that. So here, Paradox's draft I'm quite liking as well. It's quite a good solid draft here. They've got team fight and split push potential with the addition of the Moscows and the Hayabusas. Hayabusa is counted to a certain degree by Ling. Though, when I was with Rika doing a North American tournament stream, we were casting the grand finals. It was Cloud9 in that grand finals. I got to see Hayabusa outplay a Ling with an Angela on them. It was one of those moments in time. If you've ever heard me speak, you know how much I have a bit of a motor mouth and just don't shut up. It was one of the few times in this life I could say I was speechless.
Yeah, so Rika in the house, in the chat, saying Shady is currently number 2 and SR Shake is number 1 in the SA server.
Yeah. Is it because of the Bruno? Bruno being so strong once again? And we will avoid the obvious trolls. Alright, so this time around, both the jungles starting off on the same side. It's going to be the blue for the Hayabusa, the red for the Ling. We get to see that Ling using the mobility of his to try and take away some of the small camps from the Hayabusa. There's Cho once again dancing around with the Zushin, supplying just so much damage. Oh, they knock him back. They're forcing Light to actually retreat, but there's the stun coming out onto the Cho as he gets into the jungle. This is going to be the first blood. Hayabusa dances in and out. Oh, but Cho with the flicker. Nice play there from him as he gets himself to a bit of safety. As we see Musashi there wants to take this, but there's the Ling. Nice retry coming in from Yami, securing the Litho and the river for his team.
Yeah, 100%. That Hayabusa's shadow forms just unfortunately not getting him through to the child to get that first blood.
Yeah, he did tag him. That was a nice play in there, but it did cause him to delay a little bit as we see Yami here making the rotation. We should see him move towards the small camp here. As expected, I actually thought he was going to take the small camp behind Hayabusa's blue buff, but opting for the XP. I was actually about to shout out that that's where he was going to go. Oh, there's the Kufra with the jump in onto the Granger. First blood going to the side of Paradox here as Cho comes in to try and protect his teammate. Or at least a bit delayed to try and protect that teammate of his. He was already gone. He took the long ride to Shanghai, as I think Rico would know what that means. Moskov with the ult, just scouting out for his team, giving a bit of vision on where Juju is. Zushin proving to be quite annoying in the early game. Cho, nice positioning from him as we see Light here, just wants to try to get the jump in. Malice pulling the turtle to his team side of the map. They're creating the space for Yami here, who's actually cleared out his entire jungle. Beautiful play there from Equilibrium in terms of creating space for the jungle. Is he going to be coming in for the contest of this turtle, or is he going to be going for the gold lane gank? I think he's going to go for the gold lane gank. Wants to jump in here, but Bionic, it's not exactly a hero that you want to jump in on the Moskov, but he does bait out the stun. So this is going to be exactly like the first game. They leave this turtle uncontested, and they're going to go in for the marksman, but Bionic, he's in a good position. The gold is being taken there by Shady. He's just waiting for his team to come in. Pick off there, once again on the top lane. But there's going to be the Kufra. He's going to get engaged upon. Doesn't have the Xavier in to help him. Tempest of Blade comes out. They manage to take down Light on the Kufra. And a lot of the gold from the turret here. As we see Equilibrium, even though they're 2 kills down, they are in the ascendancy. Cho in the engagement with the kickback. It's going to be the kill onto the MM. But there's the Hayabusa. He wants to get the shadow kills off. He's dancing around here. Does get the shadow kill. It's going to be Xavier. Manages to take down Shady in response. Oh, nice play here from Yami as he moves across to try and take Hayabusa's blue buff away from him. Oh, there's the engagement. Juju has to use that ult to get away from the dawning light from the Xavier. Yeah, as Dr. Doom in the chat is saying, Equilibrium was on that MM for so long without help, without the MM receiving help. Yes, that was something that everybody would have noticed as you were watching there. The help should have come through sooner. So engagement once again onto the Moskov, but this time around he does have the jungle with him. But there's Granger trying to get a ton of damage onto the Moskov. But Bionic Slayer just healing up. There's the Link. He wants to get into the backline. He jumps into the bushes, but Moscow repositions himself. However, it's going to be Musashi on the Hayabusa, who is trapped there around the turret. As we see the entire team now, it's going to be a 5v5 fight. The Lapu Lapu, he engages onto the link. It's going to be the follow-up. Tyrant's Wrath lands. It's going to be the Tempest of Blade, who's going to be falling. Nice fast hands from Yami as he manages to get the Lapu Lapu and out of harm's way. But this turtle fight is still being taking place here, as we see Musashi taking quite a bit of poke damage. Sushin extended over there. It's going to be the Cho coming in and gets taken down himself. Xavier Chocolate Pie has to reposition. Shady doing a lot of damage on that Granger at this moment in time. Nice push here from Juju in the mid lane, seizing the opportunity to try and gain a bit of more map control for his team. Ling split pushing on the top lane, knowing that Lapu was taken down in the team fight. However, the Lapu is just using his ultimate to clear the wave. It does have a low cooldown, so you know you can't kind of spam that.
Okay, 100%. Especially after the new buffs that he received, that cooldown did decrease insanely.
Nice positioning here from Velocity, wanting to dive in onto the Hayabusa. I thought he would actually set his skills against the wall there, as you expect from a Cho player. Normally they'll do, the first skill twice and then just save the flickered third combination to just jump in and get the stun, but opting against it. So Link trying to get into the backline once again. Chocolate Pie having to flicker out of harm's way. Kufra with the Tyrant's Wrath. Sushin managing to escape that fast hands there from Juju, but there's a follow-up from the team. Is Lapu into the backline. He's going to take down 1-2. Double kill for the Cho. Make that a triple kill. They're on the hunt. Cho, does he have does Velocity have the velocity to escape? Yes, he does.
Is he a 1996 Golf?
Oh, Hayabusa just jumping in there. It's going to be Ling. He wants to try to escape. He's got the Tempest of Blade out, but there's going to be Madness with the engage. Ooh, the Dawning Light just slightly off the mark from the Xavier. But Moskov seizing the opportunity by Onyx Slayer and taking down a turret. As we see Lost Koi with the caps once again, but Nightwatch remains silent. Velocity once again in a nice position. Ooh, the shadow kill coming out just the right time there by Musashi. Lapu once again into the mid lane. Yami in a nice position here. They want to engage onto the Ruby. This is going to be the follow-up. It's going to be the Lapu as he lands that ultimate with that huge sword of his. Bonk on the head of the Ruby. And it's another pick of kill going to the side of Exodus. Shady here trying to get this lane pushed in here. Will the minions be able to take this, as it is time for the Lord? Nice play from Shady there. But evening up the turrets. But there's the engagement once more. Kufra onto there. The ultimate lands from my word, monster kill on the Musashi here. Does he have the Sky Piercer? But you can't see how many stacks he's built.
40. His RPS currently has 40 stacks.
Oh, nice. So Exodus here, or Paradox, in pole position to take this first major objective of the game. It is going to be the Lord going uncontested. Yami just trying to split push all the way through. Oh, there's the engagement. It's going to be the Tyrant Rat onto the Cho with the follow-up from the Lapu. They take down the Cho. Cho is being so annoying throughout the whole course of the game, as Madness has to flicker out. Beautiful combination play from both the XP laner and Roam for the side of Paradox.
Well, at this point of stage, this match is definitely different than the first matchup that we saw, as Paradox has the let's call it 2.3k gold lead.
Yeah, and so we see in the live chat, it's going to be after this here, the Dawning Light Grass come out here. Lapu and Kufra sustaining through so much here. They do manage to get one more kill. Is it going to be another? It's the shadow kill onto the Ling. It's going to be a 2-for-1 exchange, and the Lord making its way up the bot lane with the Moskov as he's just pushing and pushing. As we see in the chat, Omega Gaming making some dirty jokes there about sizes and swords. We should report him to Nightbot.
No, I think that's coming off the comment that you made with the
Yeah, I
got
know.
point on his head.
I know.
But yeah, Omega Gaming, there is currently a slight gap between the two MMs at this point. Well, it's not that much of a gap. It's only 400 gold lead, and Granger having that gap of 400 gold.
So, tier 2 turrets, one being taken down there, Moskov, he's got his damage out there, doing quite a bit of damage onto the Cho, who has to hop, skip, and jump out of danger. Kufra goes in there, but a little bit premature, I would say. Gets picked up, zoned in, but the Dawning Light comes out once more. It's going to be the Shadow Kill into the backline. Does he have the damage yet to take anybody down? It's the Lapu Lapu and the Moskov. However, Tempest of Blade does land from the Ling as he takes the Moskov down. So it's going to be a 1-for-2 exchange in the favor of Equilibrium. The Shadow Kill just not enough to get those, got everybody low, but just not enough.
Yeah, so Zealand, the score at this point of stage, Equilibrium took the first match, so it's currently 1-0, as Paradox is currently, well, trying to get the second match to take us into that sudden death round.
Yeah, and will we see this time round Equilibrium contesting for this Lord? It is another, say, 16 seconds. Lord Shadow Kill comes out once more. Does he have the damage? He's going to get kicked back by the Cho. Is it the follow-up? This is a beautiful kill to have had just before the Lord. As we see the Kufra taking a lot of damage himself there. Lapu Lapu, he wants to get into the backline. It's going to be the Moskov coming in. Lapu doing so much of work, forcing out the Tempest of Blades. But he's on the hunt. He just wants to take down everybody. Oh my word. Dawning Light onto 2. Chocolate Pie with the snipe from the dog. What a play from the Savior. Moskov taking down the turret. It's just Sushin left alive. That play from the Lapu Lapu. Eye madness on this Lapu. Could he be the best Lapu we've seen so far?
Well, it's definitely refreshing because we haven't been featuring the Lapus of late, bro, as we mentioned in the first match.
So taking this opportunity is Paradox here melting down this Lord quite quickly. And this is the enhanced Lord. This is the time where we always talk about that discipline, where you need to get your waves in sync. You gotta outthink your enemy as they try to make sure that all 3 waves are not going to be evenly pushed. As we see Equilibrium are sticking to this 5-man rotation here to try to be a little bit on the defense. Oh, what a Tyrant's Wrath from the Kufra. That was a beautiful play there from Light as they managed to take down Shady. So no MM for the defense as the Lord makes its way slow and stately up the mid lane.
As you mentioned, the big word D, it's discipline.
Sushin taking a lot of poke damage here from the Lord, trying to get the Lord pulled away from the base. Nice attempt there from Juju to try and keep his team safe. But there's going to be the Dawning Light once more. It's a double kill for this Hayabusa. He did lose some stacks, but the Lord is into the base. Will we see recall spams coming out from Paradox? Dancing around. Nexus exposed. Nexus taken down. One more kill for the Hayabusa. One for the road, as we say. And the series has been evened up. And
and no recall spams at the end.
And I just cannot click the pay button on my delivery because then I'll have to wake up here to collect food. So hungry once more. Who in the chat saying Juju and Sushin auto lose? You know what I do like about our chat, right? They're very trolly.
Yeah, and as we mentioned last night, we love the banter, bro. We love the banter.
That's true. Is this Doctor Doom? I'm speaking directly to Doctor Doom in the chat. Is this the Doctor Doom who was that OP Franco player?
Dr. Doom, we got to know.
Wait for his response to be a yes or a no. Let's see. I'll hand you back over to Skarpskenkel as he takes us through the typical bands.
Hmm. Hmm. Oh my word. Okay. Anyway, I just see there's a bit of banter in the chat. If we can remember that Paradox did miss their first ban coming into the second match due to the lag out, and they said they used they used that missed ban to ban out the gotcha. So, all right. Without further ado, Equilibrium, your bans, please. Oh boy. Why am I not on top? My bad. Clutch plays. Clutch plays. Okay, Equilibrium banning out the Kagura as well as the Hayabusa. So, chat. Yeah. Okay, so Doctor Doom, then that means you are the original. So, does that answer Way's question? Are you the Deadly Franco player? Okay, so Paradox, sticking with the Suyo and Bruno ban as we go and ready up for the third and final match. Who will take this? Would it be Equilibrium or will Paradox pull this one through? As we are currently at a 1 each. Spam 1 for pies. Why? Why ones? Is it because chocolate pie is the one? Let's see if we can keep this count going. Doctor Doom. I don't know. I'll definitely mention it to Way as soon as he gets back. As well, let's go. Nigel, we are good to go. Why? Why? Ah la la la. Why must we be quiet? We can't be quiet. Oh boy. Where's six? We jumped from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we skipped 6. Y'all can't count. Y'all can't count. I'm blaming someone in the chat that can't count. The live is mic test. Mic test. Let me just quickly. Is there feedback? Lost Koi? We're not silent, bro. Okay, well, Doctor Doom, it's to be honest, bro. If you think we can't cast, I mean, you can then go and watch another live stream, bro. We are putting in a lot of effort and time for you guys to be here with us. And if you don't appreciate it, then I honestly feel that you can go and watch somewhere else or go and support somewhere else, if that is how you feel. So, without further ado, we've got the Kagura, Suyu, Bruno, and the Hayabusa as ban. Starting now in the sudden death round between Paradox and Equilibrium. Who will take the W in Mobile Legends National Championship? As whose velocity gets the third ban, which is our first ban in the lobby. Yeah, Rico, we know you are busy working, bro. We were very honored to have you with us last night.
Rika, if you want to come join in for this game, we would love to have you here. It is just one more game.
As Equilibrium bans out the Kufra and Paradox sticking with the Gato Gacha ban. They definitely don't like the Gato with the Chow combination. So, Wei, right? Dr. Doom did say that he has a 45% win ratio on his Franco. So, if that answers your question.
Oh, so it's not the same one. It's either that or he's lying to us. I don't know. Rika, next time, bro. Next time.
What's your command?
How can one's Wi-Fi be donkey? As we see Equilibrium banning out the Lapu, they definitely don't like Eye Madness with that great sword on the Lapu. Paradox responding with the cutthroat Banny Man. Who's Juju picked up the Sicilian Eye Madness, picking up the Terizla as they did not ban out the Terizla as they did in the previous two matches.
Yeah. So, I'm not sure how many la's there are here, so I'll say la 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 la, like a song. Yeah, it's the Lapu band that came in there. As we saw, the Lapu were causing a ton of devastation in previous two games.
Rika saying no Lapu equals Nabness, bro. Did you have a meeting with your team with the loss that they took from Saint Dynasty last night?
Yeah, and last guy there with Equilibrium should change their name to Who's Not Winning.
That's a good one. As we see, it's Malice picks up the high loss, whose velocity is sticking with his not so broken Chow. And Bionic Slayer, this Granger's definitely been hopping back and forth between the two teams.
Yeah, it seems that Granger was picked in every match so far, including the one that was restarted.
Yeah, bro, this Granger has been treated like a bicycle in this matchup. Matchups, let me rephrase. As Equilibrium bans out the Zushin and Paradox responding with the Nolan ban.
So the Nolan ban, interesting. That still leaves, I think, the Ling open, the Joy as well. Ooh, Chocolate Pie picking up the Lu Yi. This is a hero I love to see. The diversion plays that's gonna come out here, that's gonna be something crazy.
Yeah, well, just to mention, right, you know, the Lu Yi and the Chip at this point of stage is either a pick or ban heroes, especially with their mobility.
Yeah. In fact, right, Lu Yi and Chip have been pretty much perma-banned in the M6 so far. I mean, not exactly within the first 3 bans. They usually come out as a 4th and 5th ban, but they've definitely been being banned out.
I break boundaries, not bonds.
Shady picking up the Irithel in order to deal with the Granger. Having that ability with first and second skill to reduce armor and get poke damage from a distance. Musashi locking onto the Ling pick as the final pick. Yami there with the Alpha, and everybody knows how strong the Alpha is at this moment in time. Juju got to lock on that Sicilian, so we're going to be seeing some nice combo plays there. And just like we did in the previous game where we were streaming for Equilibrium, he's going for the Revitalize. Now, Revitalize does work with a bit of, extra, like the higher your HP, the better the heals are going to be. So, not maybe the most ideal spell on a Sicilian, but it does protect from that backline dive that's going to be coming in from the Ling. Hylos, it's Malice also locking onto the Hylos with a Revitalize spell. So that is a very meta spell at this moment in time, Revitalize.
5 seconds till the
If we
enemy
could call our
reaches the
spells meta.
battlefield. Smash them.
If we could call spells meta.
So once again, both jungles are starting off on the same side. This is, for those of you tuning in right now, it is 1-1 to both teams. And this is the sudden death round. This is going to be it. This is the moment.
As we know, the sudden death rounds, they just slap differently.
Yeah, so Granger putting a lot of pressure, but there's Velocity with the rotation, gets the knock up, the flicker comes out from the Granger, gets back to safety, but takes a lot of damage there. Oh, but there's the engagement onto the Cho. Takes a little bit of damage. He wants to get that CC immunity second skill up. Yes, he does. Wants to go and poke around the buffs here, just to cause a little bit of chaos. Weren't paying attention to what was happening with the junglers at this moment. Edith with this knock up here, but nice play from Velocity there as he uses that fast fingers of his to actually get out of harm's way with not too much of CC. He wants to try and steal this buff here, and he does. I mean the small buff, I'm saying small cap. But Ling still reached that level 4 mark here. Is he going to go in for the early engage onto Shady here? He does, getting a bit of poke damage. Tempest of Blade does land. He's going to hit the sword, but what a play there from Cho as he manages to save his teammate and almost land the first blood. Eat it with the stun there. Sicilian coming in as well just to protect the teammate. So it seems both the teams this time round are protecting the gold lane, but it was Yami here who's now seizing the opportunity to take this first turtle uncontested. So with that, establishing a 500 or maybe 600 gold lead. Cho once again pulling the small camp for his team. Alpha with the Spear of Alpha, just making sure that he secures that nice micro plays from Equilibrium.
Rika is asking if you can try and check Granger's stacks, the top right corner on the down arrow.
Top right corner. Yeah, well, it shows this right, but I don't think it shows anything on stacks wise.
No, it doesn't, unfortunately.
Oh, there's the pick-off kill here onto the Granger. Nice play again from Equilibrium, getting the first blood as Chocolate Pie. He's in a 1v1 battle there with Juju, who does pop that Revitalize, showing how it's coming clutch through to save him from the attentions of Light on the Edith. Tempest of Blades does land, and they do manage to pick up the Sicilian in response, so it's 1-for-1, Cho and Alpha on the hunt, but Granger back into the lineup. Chocolate Pie just wants to get into a nice position, throwing out some skills, wants to hit that yin-yang combination. He does manage to land it onto the Cho, but Cho, if we check the items, I'm assuming has, actually went for the Dreadnought armor first. with the amount of magic damage here, but different. Oh, what a beautiful spear of Alpha coming through, kickback from the Cho. It's gonna, but as we see, it's gonna be the Terizla penalty zone onto 3, but the Terizla gets taken down. A lot of turret damage there. Edith wants to get the kill onto Velocity, but it's a 2-for-nothing exchange in the mid lane. Oh, but there's Malice with the golden pathway coming out from the Hylos, just zoning everybody away. So second turtle up for the game. Because I didn't watch the first button. So second turtle going uncontested to the side of Equilibrium. Spear of Alpha comes out, but landing off the mark as they try to take this blue buff away from the Ling. Kick back once again onto the Ling. He's going to have to hit that Tempest of Blades. Yes, he does. Do they manage to get the kill? It's going to be Shady who's taken down here, but Ling missed out on his blue buff as they go on the chase. They manage to take down the Granger in response. So nice jungle invade from the side of Equilibrium, using the full 5-man rotation in here to engage. So Edith just holding the lane for her MM to get back in, not wanting them to lose farm. Quite nice micro play there from the Edith, just ensuring that Granger doesn't lose too much of gold with the kill. Oh, but Joe, Velocity on the hunt once more. He's trying to dance around, does use the conceal, wants to try to get into position, doesn't want to give too much of vision for himself, but Bionic has seen him, and so throws out the emote to say, well, I saw you. Don't think I didn't.
Shashi waiting for that shout to stick out his head.
Yeah, both teams setting up here around the gold lane. They want to get the engagement. They do. It's going to be the diversion play that comes out. It's going to be the Tempest of Blade coming out from the Ling, but no real damage being done here as the Edith does pop the ultimate. Spear of Alpha lands onto the Edith. Flicker goes away, but it's going to be the Cho into the backline, managing to take down the Lu Yi. As we see the Revitalize coming in nicely to heal him up from almost dead to nothing as the Terizla makes his rotation towards here. It's going to be the Ling. He needs to get that blue buff. Doesn't land that blue buff as Equilibrium forced the play into the jungle once more. Terizla, he's trying to tank this front line, but he's taking so much damage, has to disengage. So this should be third and final turtle going uncontested to the side of Equilibrium. Establishing a 3k gold lead at this time. Shady made the rotation up towards the top. Flicker comes out from the Louis. She's checking the bushes, but some nice sideways dodges as we see the engagement here onto the Granger in the bot lane as they take him down.
It was a knock-up, it was a kickback, and it was the golden pathway that at the end caught the Granger.
Yeah, so now we're getting to see the Cho, without his any particular bit of magic defense, took a lot of damage from the Yin Yang combination. I'm surprised he didn't go for for some amount of magic defense and went for the revitalizers. I mean, went for that dreadnought, especially considering there's an Edith and a Lee. But anyway. So the Bat's Feast comes out from the Sicilian. Jojo doing a ton of damage in there, but the penalty zone landing onto 3. It's going to be the follow-up. Tempest of Blades from the Ling. As Show does get the kickback, but he's onto the Terizla as Exodus. They're on the hunt once more, taking down the Alpha. Shady comes in, trying to protect the team. It is going to be a 1-for-3 exchange. But Equilibrium still have the map control as they have taken down 2 tier 1 turrets in both the side lanes. It's going to be our Madness here trying to take down this 1 turret in response for his team. The Edith does come, the Iridel does come in here to clear up the waves. but getting poked down quite a bit. Oh, there's the engagement, and it's going to be a defense that didn't work out in the favor of Shady as he's getting taken down here. Bats Feast once more. Edith has to jump away, tries to get the knock up, but the animation on that's a little bit slow, so it does not land onto anybody. It is another 5 seconds for the time for the Lord. So one turret taken down in response for that kill there in the bot lane for the side of Paradox here. And the gold pretty much even, the kills dead on, though Equilibrium do have the turret advantage. They're going to use this opportunity and the wave clear from Cecilia to try and get this middle. Oh, there's a nice spear of Alpha coming out onto the Louis. Beautiful pickup. But once again, this penalty zone landing onto 4 Tempers of Blades with the knock-up. Is there the follow-up here? They managed to take down... one, but it is a 1-for-2 exchange here going in favor of Equilibrium. It was a mage death, but it's also the Roma who was taken down, but everybody low. There has to recall, so it's going to be a Paradox with the opportunity to take this first Lord. Alpha wants to come in to contest this. Does he have the fast fingers? Oh, he got in so close there. That was just like a split-second timing. We see Equilibrium storm the blue buff once more for the Ling. Ling wants to try to get it as quickly as possible. He doesn't have the retribution, as we see Velocity trying to give his team some vision, but the protection is there. So Ling finally getting a blue buff.
Finally. So viewers, let's just please use this quick opportunity whilst everything is slowed down, just to keep the chat PG, please.
Oh, there's the engagement onto the Charizla. He's taking so much damage, and they finally managed to get the annoying Charizla out of the way. So this is going to help with the defense. But there's the engagement onto the Granger. He has to flicker away, but it's going to be Musashi here. Wants to engage onto the Sicilian, but there's so much heals here. He has to force that Tempest of Blades out and use it to retreat. So nice defense from the side of Equilibrium.
Freaking fresh.
Edith with the knock-up here. Erotel comes in, just zoning the Edith away as we see the Ling making his way towards his red buff. So no real harm to Equilibrium, putting out a very, very nice defense here, even though they did lose that Lord. And establishing sort of a 1.5k gold lead through that defense. They did lose the mid lane turret though, which is not a turret you want to lose. But right now, in terms of the way the draft is going, the power spikes that's going to be there, it's a Sicilian Iritel with the power spikes for Equilibrium. And it's going to be the Ling and Granger that we're going to get to see. Slowly now, we will notice that Alpha will, I wouldn't say fall off, but he's not going to be as strong as he was in the early game. So there's the diversion play, but do they know where the diversion play is going? Okay, so it was a fake diversion play, just to bait out, as it is another 50 seconds. Ooh, there's the penalty zone, lands onto the Charizla. Beautiful there from iMadness. The follow-up from the team. They managed to take down the Sicilian. Is it going to be another kill? Yes, it is. They're on the hunt here. Exodus, they managed to take down another. Is it going to be the third? Yes, it is. Is it? Oh, but the velocity showing that speed. But once again, Shady comes in, gets a pick-off kill there for his team. So sort of a 3-for-1 exchange, and the Granger being taken down was quite good. But we see the Louis here just forcing the lanes up here, gonna maintain a bit of map control. This penalty zones from iMadness is actual madness. Ooh, Louis, yeah, getting engaged upon here, but the Charizla, he wants to go in. Iritel sustaining penalty zone does land. They do they have the damage? Iritel with the movement speed and the sustained velocity trying to come in. Edith with the kill there, but it's going to be Cho. He has to recall Chocolate Pie there with the combination play of the Yin Yang, just keeping himself safe. This is Lord time. It's the enhanced Lord, but right now, you've got 2 players for the side of Exodus who have to recall. It's going to be it's a 3v2 4 situation right here, as we see Velocity trying to get into a beautiful position. Ether taking so much damage, has to jump back. It's going to be the follow-up. Tempest of Blade slams from the Link. He has to get out of harm's way. The retribution goes to Yami on the Alpha. I'd say that Ling there starting the Lord that early without his teammates being in position was what caused that bit of problems. Yeah, who in the chat saying this is why you use Sprint on a Sicilian? Or on a Iratel as well. So will we see Paradox or Exodus be able to defend this Lord? They are trying. The Lord will charge up and take down the mid lane tier 2 turret. And we should see a couple more tier 2 turrets falling, but there's the Cho. He's going to engage upon the Ling here. Oh, but we see another pick-off kill here. It's going to be a mega kill for the Ling, as he wants to get the kill onto Sicilian, but Sicilian's just healing back through all of this. Tries to get the skills down. Edith caught out in no man's land. Granger just trying to support the team, but it's just so much damage coming out here. However, we just got it's a 2-for-1 exchange, but with the MM being taken down for the side of Equilibrium. They do want to try and protect this mid lane turret. Penalty zone, flicker onto 3. Is the follow-up going to be there? The knockups, but they don't have that Tempest of Blade as a follow-up, so it's going to be Equilibrium who pick up the kills there. Lovely penalty zone, but without the team having their skills available, it's a little too late. Louis tries to get the defense, does manage to protect this mid lane turret. So the tier 3 turret standing, as we see the Granger and Louis are in with the defense for their team. This game swinging back and front. Dr. Doom asking for the Sicilian build. As you can see, he did go for that bit of extra health in there, which is the reason why the Revitalize was healing so much, because I was also wondering the same thing myself. A little bit of extra HP. So 30 seconds to the next major objective, Equilibrium, with the map control here. Just on the hunt for a potential pickoff before the objective. Terizla does have that penalty zone once more, as we know how devastating that's going to be, as they do just want to get... Oh, he lands the penalty zone onto the Cho. Was that a misclick? Could that be costly for his team? As we see Equilibrium pulling the Lord to their side here, this is going to be... Are they going to try to contest this Ling? Wants to try to get in close, but he doesn't have the vision quite yet. This is going to be taken down. Equilibrium take this Lord. That must click there from iMadness. Ooh. No, but on the costly side. But will they be able to hold out the defense once more? Will Paradox or will Equilibrium be able to seize the opportunity? They do have 2 lanes being pushed in quite nicely, as they want to try and take down a tier 3 turret. Terizla pulling the Lord quite... the penalty zone back up here. Has to get out of harm's way. There's a lot of damage being taken by the Terizla. Edith, she's trying to sustain through so much, but the Sicilian is doing so much damage in there. Tempest of Blade comes out from the Ling. He has to dash back. The kick onto the Terizla, just trying to zone everybody away. But it's the follow-up here. It's this Louis with the yin-yang combinations, just keeping the team protected and safe. It's a 2-for-2 exchange, as we do see the mid lane tier 3 turret being taken down. The defense still holding true for the side of Paradox, as the best they could have hoped for was to keep up their tier 3 turrets, and well, keeping 2 out of 3 up, not too bad. Ooh, engagement. The Granger on Shady, both of them low health, but there's going to be a pick off here. Musashi responding really quickly to that engagement between both Shady and Bionic Slayer. So the game's still finely balanced at this moment in time. We've gotten to the 18-minute mark where, as you can see, most of the players are almost full build, so it's gold is going to start to not matter once more. So the gold lead to the side of Equilibrium will soon become irrelevant, but the map control will not. So camping out by both teams, lots of patience. They just want to see if they can scout out somebody. The Equilibrium shifting to what we would say is a 4-1 split, allowing Irithel to split push. Over there we see some engagement onto the Terizla, but he's going to just heal himself back up. Is Madness. And it's now 20 seconds to this Lord. This is the 18-minute Lord. This is the enhanced Lord. So what will we get to see? Equilibrium already in position here, setting up for action. Lord evolved, as we see on the screen here. Equilibrium in a nice position. They want to melt this down as quickly as possible. Irithel in here. Will we see the diversion play coming out from the Lu Yi? I expect to see so. It's the faking of the diversion play. It's just one person going in. The Terizla does land the penalty zone. The Lord does get reset, but the Terizla is being taken down here. Shady doing a ton of damage onto the Ling. As we see Granger having to reposition himself. Lord being taken down by Yami there. I actually thought the diversion play was going to be something they're going to use. Maybe to the bushes here along the side. But again, they decided against it. Equilibrium taking the Lord, taking this opportunity to potentially end this game. It's another 22 seconds for the Terizla, their frontliner, to be back. Lord making its way up the mid lane as Granger just popping the ultimate. Just trying to do a bit of checking where anybody is with using that long skill. Look at how much damage Lord is doing to the Ling here, as we see Cho into the backline. Like QT, nice pull there with the Lord. Tier 3 turrets falling left, right, and center. It's going to be Ling onto the Sicilian. He does land the Tempest of Blade, gets the kill. Does he manage to get out? Yes, he does. The defense coming in once more for the side of Paradox, and they're going to take down two. It's both Shady and Juju who has been taken down. Well, will this be the opportunity that Paradox needs to end this? It is 30 seconds before they're alive once more, so I don't think they will be able to do this. They're just going to keep the game alive for a little bit more. This game going towards the 22-minute mark. My word, once we hit 22 minutes, the next one's going to be even more evolved. Oh, Ling dashing in onto the Cho. Yami here gets knocked back. Is it going to be the follow-up from the team? Tempest of Blade does land. He uses the Spear of Alpha beautifully to disengage, but there's the flicker penalty zone. Once more revitalized coming out from the Hylos. He's taking so much damage. They do manage to pop that immortality of his. Lots of immortality. 2 immortalities down. Shutdown kill onto the Alpha. But you will have enough time to respawn to get back into the game to contest for this Lord, as we see the version play once more to try and protect the lanes. But this map control, especially with the 22-minute Lord here, Granger, he's a bit overextended here, but has the mobility to get out of harm's way. So we're at that point in time in the game. The goal difference is almost nothing, right? But it really doesn't matter right now. The kills 19 to 19. But it's the map control that Equilibrium have at this moment that is going to give them a very, very, very strong position. As you see Velocity here, just protecting his MM so that she can get the push done. It can Irithel. And at least... use the wave pressure that they have to force Paradox away from this objective, as it's 10 seconds, and this is the 22-minute Lord. this is the one that really, really hurts. So everything comes down to this. Who's going to take the Lord and get out with enough players alive to actually make this worthwhile? So Edith just here in the front line, trying to give as much vision to the team as possible. The Lord down to half health. Oh, but there's the engagement. Lu Yi with a diversion play into the back line gets burst down. Was this the moment for that Equilibrium can seal the deal? Oh, penalty zone onto one. It's going to be the Spear of Alpha follow-up, but this Winter Crown coming through. They managed to kick back the Terizla. It's going to be 2 down here. Granger wants to get the split push here. He was trying, but he has to go back for the defense as Equilibrium are like, there's 2 of them down. We could try and end this game. It's just 3 left to defend. Ling here trying to get the, oh my word, Shady in the backline, managing to take him down. Nexus is exposed as a newborn baby, naked as a newborn baby. Respawn spams comes out. This is going 2-1 in the favor of Equilibrium. Hard fought match, well played to both teams. Very, very entertaining match.
Yeah, definitely, bro. 100% agree with you. It's about GG's well played to both teams. Equilibrium just proving to be the better team today.
That is true. So taking this 2-1, but this third game was hard fought. And well played to both teams. This was an extremely exciting match to cast. I really enjoyed it. Equilibrium, hats off to them taking this 2-1. But for now, Scrapskenkle, we're gonna have to take a small break until 7 p.m. when's the MSA kicking off.
Yeah, then we finally kick off with the MSA Cup. I'm very, very much excited with the round 1 in the playoffs round. So very much excited as we have Heaven's Predators versus No Game No Life at 7 p.m. At 8:30 we've got Imperium versus Madagascar. So it's 2 Madagascan teams, and then on the late night show at Waylander Gaming, Do Night, we've got Fantasy versus Soul Society. So all 3 games proving to be, well, cracker of matches tonight. It's going to be very explosive, and we are very keen and eager to start.
Yeah, well, but it was very fun doing this national tournament game. We hope to be casting more and streaming more for this particular tournament. But we'll wait for Nigel to tell us what's the 4-1-1 on what's happening here. This was quite exciting. Well played to both teams. Thank you for giving us an enjoying game. And for you guys in the live chat, it was wonderful having you with us throughout the stream. Kept us all going, very entertaining. But for myself, Waylander and Scrapskenkle, this is going to be goodbye for now. We will see all of you at 7 p.m. Thank you for watching.